Greetings, welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be looking at automating file download in your E2E test. Please like, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, reach out to me in the comment section for any help, tips, and suggestions. So before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Angular, right, the modern web developers framework, and I also want to give a shout out to Capybara, right? It's used for modern E2E testing for many useful solutions that you can't achieve in other frameworks like the one that we're going to go over today. So first we want to go ahead and start up the Angular application. We want to go ahead and download the front end from downgit, right? So basically what you want to go ahead and do, download the application, right? Download the Angular application and then set it up in our front end, right? Like so. Or we just go ahead and run npx ng serve, right? And now it's served up, ready to go. Right, so now here we have our Angular application. It's really simple, right? It's just a PDF button, and then we click on the button, right? We get this very nice loading icon. However, we also immediately download a PDF, right? So we want to be able to E2E test that PDF that's being downloaded, right? We go ahead and just open it up. We want to test that PDF that's going to be downloaded, right, is actually what's happening, right? So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to write out the E2E script that will help us do that. So first things first, right, we want to import the files that we need, right, and this is our own custom file. I didn't get this from the library, I actually got this from a resource, which we'll post in the video description, right? It's actually a very important resource. Without that resource, I wouldn't be able to do this lab, right? So we include the module, and then we want to take a look at the code that I modified that I didn't actually write out. So if we go to download helpers, right, and we take a look, right, we can see the download path, right, and then all the methods here are just basically working with that file, making sure, working with that directory, if you will, making sure that those downloads are there, right? We have the file utils module along with others, such as file read, timeout, just to make sure the file gets there in time, right? So really nothing specific to the framework. It's just general Ruby backend software that we're using here in order to know about the download and actually provide a meaningful test on it. So now, when dealing with E2E frameworks such as Capybara, Cucumber, Watir, right, we never deal with the stock option. We're always modifying the browser driver. We're always modifying the browser binary. What we want to do is copy and paste this code, right? So now we can allow the browser for automatic download, make it easier for us to E2E test, right? Because some of the interfaces in the browser, right, there is no support for the driver to allow the framework to go ahead and click on, right? Such as choosing whether to download a file, interacting with the file explorer, right? So we have to do that ourselves. All right, there's obviously much difficult options to do that, but we rather just keep it, we want to keep this video short, and we want to provide for simple options here. So before I continue, I just want to go into the lifecycle hooks. So these are in RSpec. I believe they're in Capybara too, but these are the lifecycle hooks in RSpec, right? And before we start the test, like the suite means the whole test, the E2E testing setup, right? Before you start it, you want to empty out the helper downloads. Really want to do this around each example, which represents each scenario in RSpec, in each describe it. So it would be the it situation if you're coming from Jest or Karma or Jasmine, right? So we want to go ahead and clear helper downloads, and after that, we want to go ahead and do is we want to run our test. So now we want to test that when the user clicks to download, we get a PDF, right? And now this script will check, right, whether the file is there and the name of the file matches, right? So that's at least that we can do, right? You can add more software to really check the content, that and the third, but for now we're just going to demo how this looks. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and bundle exec, rspec, and now template. See how this looks. Right, so you can see there, right, we couldn't see there at that time because the test ran. Let me see if I could get the browser to show again properly. Right, so we download our PDF, right, and our test passed. And just to prove it to you, I'm actually going to head over to the download section, right, home/Ubuntu downloads, right, and then it's going to need, I'm pretty sure it's going to be empty, right, after the lifecycle prompt. That's okay. Right, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to run the test, but this time I won't clear out the directory so that we can see what's going on in it. Right, so I'm going to modify my code a bit so that we can prove that what is necessarily happening is actually happening. All right, now I need to run the test one more time. All right, our test is passed, and now let us head over to right, and then we see our file there. All right, so thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, reach us in the comment section for any help, tips, or suggestions. Thanks for watching.